And being a father, being a husband, being a leader at work, the priorities, maybe you can relate. Which one is most important?
That's a good question. I I think I think if you have a foundation of like values, principles, and an approach to life, then that works everywhere. It
Yeah.
applies everywhere. You know what I mean? You can't be one person at work, a different person at home, and then a third person in the church. You have to
Can you
be who you are.
imagine?
No,
You
it's
know,
like,
do
yeah.
you know how hard it would be to put on in all three of those different environments if you weren't the same person stepping into all three?
Well, listen, not a lot of people know who they are. Not a lot of people listen. I mean, like you mentioned, like you're happy and you're grateful for the struggles that you had because those struggles. It's only through struggle that you change. Like most people don't want to change, and most people are happy to be in their comfort zone. Are most likely going to stay in their comfort zone if life doesn't throw them some things, right?
Yeah.
And it's only, I mean, I've changed over the last couple of years, like going through this kind of journey as a founder and also being divorced, being away from my kid. Like those things have shaped me into who I am. Um, and I want to hear your definition of success. I'm curious, but you did touch upon one thing, like, being a dad. And I mean, look, on a very elemental, simple level, the point of life is to continue life, right? That's what's been going on in the universe since the beginning of time, or the beginning of the universe, or whatever you want to call this thing that we're living in. So yeah, like being a father and being a mother, I don't want to say it for everyone, but I think that's the point of living is to continue life, right? And yeah, a lot of people, we're living in a society where less and less, I mean, I know the statistics because I'm dealing with this stuff, but like less and less, I don't want to say millennials, not our generation, but people younger than us, they want to have less kids. They don't want to have kids. They think that it's a burden. They think that it's difficult. They think that the world is more dangerous. We are living right now at the most like safe, developed, like best time in the world. We're not living
Yeah.
in the time of Cold War where our parents were like threatened by the, threat of nuclear war. We're not living during World War II. We're not living in the Great Depression. Like our parents, our grandparents, our great grandparents lived through much more difficult times. But we think that like, oh my God, like the world is more dangerous and people are getting more selfish and they want to, they want to be on Instagram and they want to be, I mean, Instagram, I'm just saying like symbolically, right? Like people are more focused on themselves. And for some reason, they have less and less desire to want to have kids and like have a family, where the people that do have kids, most of them that I've spoken to, find that that's given them more fulfillment and joy, even though it's hard, than any other part of your life. You know what I mean? Because like, what are you doing all this for? What are you making the money for? What are you trying to have a job for? For what? Who are
Yeah.
you gonna, and the feeling of having your daughter hug you and just like look at her. And I mean, there's
That's the
that.
best feeling in
Yeah,
the world,
you
brother.
can't trade that for anything. You know.
Yeah. Next to my
Um.
wife hugging me and telling me those things too.
Yeah.
I put her first, by the way. I have to put my wife first, or I don't know how my standard of living would be able to exist.